Welcome back to First Coast Connect on 89.9. Thanks for listening. 7 out of every 100 adults in Florida has diabetes. Here in Jacksonville, rates are especially high, particularly among the city's African-American population. Diabetes hospitalizations and deaths in Duval County far outpace the rest of the state. So outreach and education are critical to addressing this local public health crisis, and it is a crisis. Joining us now with details is Melinda Henry, Executive Director of the DEEN Development Corporation. They are sponsoring an upcoming series of classes to beat diabetes. Melinda Henry, good morning.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
Thanks for being with us. And DEEN, D-E-E-N, stands for what?
Diabetes, education, exercise, and nutrition. All important components. Very important components, even for the persons who don't have diabetes.
Sure, we can all be healthier, but adult onset diabetes is a serious health issue in Jacksonville, particularly in what's known as Zone 1.
That's correct.
The urban core of the city. So that's what your focus is all about.
That's correct. Right there where, again, we have the highest incidence of diabetes, not only in Duval County or in the state of Florida, but among cities our size, we have the highest again.
So what do we do about it? Tell me a little bit about what DEEN is doing in the community.
We are proactive with prevention, and that's why our classes is to beat diabetes. We go into our classes each 6-week session, and each 3 components are addressed. We talk about, and actually we do engage in an exercise regimen prior to class. We test our blood glucose prior to class and after to show the effects that exercise has on lowering glucose. Mm-hmm. Then we go into our exercise session, our education component, and we talk about the signs, the symptoms, and the complications of diabetes. And then we have the nutrition component.
And that's a big change, trying to change nutritional habits. And that can be the toughest part of all sometimes, right?
And it really is, especially when in the area that we focus on, we're inundated with commercial foods. There's a McDonald's, there's Wendy's, there's Popeyes, there's pizza, there's Chinese food, but there is not a Whole Foods or something simply where we can get better choices so that we can create better habits.
Right. So, and there's been a lot of discussion in recent years about how to address what are known as food deserts, areas of cities that where people just don't have access to healthy foods.
And we think that eating healthy is expensive when in fact it's not. And I did a little study of my own a couple of weeks ago when one of my clients, I challenged him to go in and buy something as simple as green beans. A pack of green beans was $2.03. And when you look at the portion size of that package, each portion came out to 50 cents per serving for that mm-hmm. one person. Mm-hmm. 50 cents, which is a bag of potato chips. Now, what's the nutritional component of potato chips as opposed to that serving of green beans?
So what's the reaction like when you go and you do these seminars? And in a moment, we'll talk about the one you've got coming up. What's it like in the class?
Energy, exciting, motivating, and encouraging. In fact, of the number of people that signed up for the class, we had 90% retention and graduation.
That's fantastic.
Especially since we're known to be late for our events. Classes started at 6:30. There are several times when our classes started actually at 6:15.
DEEN is known to be late for events?
No, when I say we're known to be late. Well, it's when you come into something that's going to teach you better about your health habits, we lag about getting there, getting the information.
Yeah, I hear you.
But we were so excited about the class. The participants got there 15 minutes before class started.
And there's one coming up. Let's share that with listeners.
November the 9th at 6:30 p.m. Actually, at 6 o'clock, we start the exercise portion, and then the education starts at 6:30. It's a 6-week course, and each class encompasses those 3 sessions: the exercise, the education, and the nutrition.
November 9th, 6 p.m. Where?
At DEEN Wellness Center, 5290-4 Norwood Avenue, between Firestone and Radio Shack. Or you can call us at 765-6002.
765-6002.
That's correct.
To sign up for DEEN Beats Diabetes. She's Melinda Henry, Executive Director of the DEEN Development Corporation, doing some great work in the community. So thanks for sharing it with us.
Thank you for allowing us to share.